Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Tigers Baseball Podcast. It is Sunday, May 1st, 2022. The Tigers have an off day tomorrow, which means I have a day in which I don't have to deal with the distress and the utter and complete nonsense that is the Detroit Tigers right now. I'm going to get into this right now, and I'm going to get into it hardcore. And if you are a fan who believes the smoke that the Detroit Tigers public relations people blow, and who believes the smoke that AJ Hinch blows, and believes the smoke that Dan Dickerson blows, and that Matt Shepard blows, and that everybody else that's affiliated with the Detroit Tigers broadcast, whether it's television or radio, blows, you're not going to be happy with me. Because right now, at this moment, as of May 1st, 2022, when this team is 7-13, this team sucks. I will say it again. This team sucks. The Detroit Tigers are garbage right now. Do I need to say it again? I will do it slowly for those of you who are listening and going, I can't believe what he's saying. The Detroit Tigers are garbage right now. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute so that everybody who wants to turn off the podcast right now can do it. So go ahead, click off, turn off go into the app, open up the app, open up your player, hit the stop button, delete the podcast, unsubscribe, whatever you got to do. If you're one of those fans who can't handle the truth, I don't want you listening in the first place. Because I will speak the truth about this team, as bitter as it is, because I love this team and I care about this team, and I hate seeing what this team is going through right now. 7-13. A 1-5 road trip. Knowing you have to play better against your division, and you are 3-6 in said division. A division in which you only won 30 out of 76 games last year. I understand it's hard to win in Minnesota. But that outburst, that filth fest, that utter pile of crap that was put on display the 26th, 27th, and 28th of April in Minnesota is just unexcusable. Oh, well, it was cold. It wasn't too cold. Oh, well, Minnesota's a good team. No, they're not. Carlos Correa can't hit water if he fell out of a boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean right now. They're in the land of 10,000 lakes up there in Minnesota. You'd think he'd find some water to hit. Granted, Detroit went 8-11 against Minnesota last year, and Minnesota is a tough place for Detroit to play and to win. But when you've got your guy on the mound in the bottom of the ninth inning, it's 4-3. He's just gotten 2 outs. Almost gotten himself out of a jam that he got himself into. And you literally throw the first game away. Literally throw it away. There's no excuse. Oh, well, it's been cold out the last 3 weeks. They haven't been able to do early work. So what? Find a way to get a little bit of extra practice on your own time. You're professionals. You're getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, depending on who you are, to do the right thing and to get the job done and to make plays. And Eric Haas, I'm sorry. I love you, buddy. I think you're a good, solid player, but you screwed the pooch on that one. Two guys at third, and you throw the ball into left field. What are you thinking? Could have gotten yourself a win. Instead, you throw the ball into left field and both runners score. Game over, 5-4. Then you score one run in the next two games and give up 12. You go to Minnesota and get outscored 17-5 in 3 games. Oh, but it's cold. Wasn't too cold for Max Kepler. 4 home runs in 2 games, a double. The game that he didn't play in, you guys got to absolutely wax. He gave up 7 runs in the game that he didn't play in. The game that you handled him in. He played, but Detroit actually handled him in Game 3. And they still scored 7 runs. Off of arguably the guy who's been the best starter on the staff. The only bright spot on this Detroit Tigers team right now is their bullpen. And I can't believe I'm saying that, considering what Al Avila knows about constructing a bullpen, or doesn't know, I should say. The only bright spot on this team is the bullpen. Okay, Bo Brisky came in and pitched pretty well last night. All right, he had a solid start. He had a quality start. Tyler Alexander got rocked on Friday. Eduardo Rodriguez is a bust over the first 5 starts of the season. You go into LA, you get 1 win against a team that should have swept you. You should have won 2 out of 3 in Minnesota, gotten that 1 win in LA, and been 3-3 on the road trip. There's no reason to lose to Minnesota. They're not that much better than the Tigers are. Except for the fact that they are. Sorry. They outscored them 17-5 in 3 games. But you're supposed to do better in the division. Well, we're 3-6. Yeah, you're 1-2 against the team that everybody else in the division is beating up on. The only reason that you have an above 500 record against Kansas City is because the weather interfered in the last game. And then you stink up the joint in Minnesota for 3 games. That's progress. That's real progress, boys. Miguel Cabrera hits his first homer today against the Dodgers in a 6-3 loss. That's another team. All right. You go out and you score 6 runs in 3 games. Sorry. You go out and you score 10 runs in 3 games. But you give up 11. I just don't know with this team. At this point, I just don't know with the Detroit Tigers. Why do I sit and watch? The one game that I didn't watch because I was involved in the readathon, which, by the way, is a great thing to do if you enjoy reading. 24hourreadathon.com is your friend. They have a readathon last weekend of April and last weekend of October every year. Check it out. Because Lord knows, at the end of October this year, you're not going to have anything better to do. The team wasn't doing much better in this time last year, you know. They really weren't. This is right about the time that they swept Houston and then absolutely got blasted by Kansas City and I believe they went to Anaheim after that sweep in Houston, and then just absolutely stunk up the joint for the rest of the month. Don't be surprised if this team goes 9-24 again this month, for the first 33 games. I shouldn't say this month because April is over. And it's hard to compare where this team is now versus the team where this team was this time last year because of the fact that the season didn't start on time. So you can't make the same comparisons. You have to go through 20 games. And I believe the record was right around where it is right now through 20 games. So that means in the next 14 games, they're going to win 2 and lose 12. Sorry, the next 13 games, they're going to win 2 and lose 12. 14, yeah. So I'll put them at 9-25. They're 20 games in. They were 9-24 at 33 games in last year. So they're going to lose. They're going to win 2 more, and they're going to lose the next. Then they're going to win 2 more and win 10 and lose 10 of the next 12 games. $11 of the next 13. It's just. They come home to Pittsburgh. Then they go to Houston. Do you think this is getting any easier, guys? Do you really think this is getting any easier? Do you think they're going to do any better against Pittsburgh than they have against anybody else in this league? Akil Baddoo needs to go out and find himself a slump buster. Derek Hill played pretty well yesterday. Had a couple of knocks. Jeimer Candelario is absolutely anemic right now. Spencer Torkelson has 3 home runs, but then outside of that, he's just average. His chase rate's really low. He's only got like a 20% chase rate, which is positive, I suppose. Miguel Cabrera's old. Jonathan Scope looks like he's slower than old people drive in Alaska in January. Robbie Grossman just left the game today because of a hand contusion. Austin Meadows, yeah, that looks like a really nice pickup, doesn't it? He's fallen on it. Everybody on this team has just decided to quit. And it's 20 games into the season. I just don't know. I don't know why I even bother with this team anymore. I really don't. Looking at things, apparently Casey Mize and Matt Manning are progressing well. Casey Mize is asymptomatic. How you can be asymptomatic of a sprained elbow, I do not know. He has started throwing. Matt Manning isn't to that point yet. Andrew Chafin has come back, looked decent. He pitched like garbage in Minnesota in the first game that he was in, and then the last couple games he's pitched okay. Like I said, the bright spot on this team is its bullpen. Now they had to make some cuts today. I haven't had a chance to look at that and see what's going on exactly there. But they had to cut 2 pitchers out of the bullpen. Guys that I didn't see today, Will Vest. I didn't see a lot of the Joe Jimenez wasn't pitching anyway. That doesn't mean he's not there. It just means that I didn't see them pitch. Because why should you bring in the guys that are doing really well, that are throwing strikes, that are doing what you need them to do to win ball games when you're losing? What's the point of that? Jacob Barnes has more wins on this team as a reliever than Eduardo Rodriguez does as a starter. He has more wins than the entire starting staff. There's nobody on the starting staff that has 2 wins. Jacob Barnes as a reliever has 2 wins. How bad is that? And I understand Michael Pineda's only had 2 starts, and I get that Bo Brieske's only had 2 starts. I'm not downplaying those 2 guys. And I understand Manning and Mize are on the injured list. It's kind of hard to get a win when you're on the injured list. Pitching for the Tigers, though, that also means it's pretty hard to get a loss, which is what everybody else has been doing. Tigers come home, like I said, on Tuesday, 2-game homestand. It's not really even a homestand. It's sort of like a 2-game eat and run in Detroit. Then they go on the road on Wednesday, go to Houston on Thursday for 4, and then they come home to Oakland. And if you think Oakland is going to just sort of fall over and not be very good because they gotten rid of Chris Bassett and Matt Olson and Matt Chapman and Sean Manaea. If you really think that, then I want what you're smoking. Because number one, they still got Frankie Montas. They still got Ramon Laureano. And oh, by the way, the guys who they sent away, who they replaced the guys with that they sent away, are playing pretty decent. Billy Beane knows what he's doing out there in Oakland. So if you were going to write off the A's this year, don't. Especially considering that I think it's been since 2017, maybe 2018, since Detroit actually beat them the last time. So, yeah, it's not going to get any easier. It's warming up in Detroit and in the rest of the Midwest. Hopefully that means Detroit can go out and do early work because God knows they need it. They really need it. If you want to get in touch with the podcast, you can at Podcast Tigers on Twitter. The email address is tigersbaseballpodcast@gmail.com. It's the longest email address in the world, and I'm proud of that. Thanks to Anchor for the distribution. You can catch us on YouTube as well. Look for us and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. If we can get to 100 subscribers, then we can post the YouTube channel as we want with a custom URL. So that's all I want, just 100 subscribers. I don't need the thousands and blah, blah, blah. Just give me 100. I'll be happy. Mother's Day next week. I will probably be a day late with the pod, if not a day early, because I don't want to do anything on Mother's Day. My beautiful wife deserves my full attention, and she will get it. So, depending on what the schedule looks like and what happens, I will either be on Saturday with the pod. I'll publish the pod on Saturday, or I'll publish the pod on Monday. Just depends on what I want to do and how I want to do it. Until then, thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Chris Schulte. Go Tigers.